Are you okay being on YouTube?
Thank you.
Hey, what's up, Matt? Yeah, I do look totally different. I still got the same pretty face.
Not supposed to lie, though.
How's Matt doing today? Staying busy, I hope, my friend. I got Christian here. He's an apprentice, learning the locksmith stuff. Lumberjack Bill, right? How you doing today there, Joe? You guys staying out of trouble? What kind of work we got going on over there? So we got Christian here. He's pinning up some locks. We're out on a job site here, out working on some houses here. Did an '07 F-150. All right. Have to go do a '02 Tundra. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go do a 17. I have a 23 Ram 1500 that they sent me the wrong key fob. I need the air. I need the air rise. So they sent me the wrong one. They sent me the air rise, but no auto start. This one has air ride auto start. So got to send that one back. But yeah, we're gonna go do a Challenger here in a little bit if I don't run out of time. And for your phone as well, Christian, you can hit the lap time
That's what I've been doing.
for each lock.
Yep.
Okay. And that each lap time will tell you if you're progressing per cylinder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lots of rain today. What? 4.5 inches. What the hell? We get 6.5 inches, 6.5 inches of rain all year. So you get more than one all year. That's nuts. Are you any tornadoes and stuff, or just rain? Yeah, Dodges aren't too bad. I think I did a Challenger last year, and I had a hell of a time with it. I think it was an SRT though, it might have been, and I had a hell of a time with it. It was not liking anything I was dishing out. It might have been a Hellcat or something that I didn't, I just couldn't get to or whatever it was. Who knows? Hey, what's up there, Crystal? How are you? How are we doing today? Are we staying out of trouble? Hey, thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. I should probably make you one of the moderators in this deal because you're in here quite often. That way, when I'm not looking and doing things, there's a couple of you that are in here all the time. Appreciate you. Make sure to hit that like button right up top there, way up top there. Hit that like button right there. Hey, Matt. All right, a couple challengers give me hell. Yeah, trying to get them to accept the new key. Yeah, I wonder what's up with that. And I forget what year this one's fixing to be. I think it's might be a 17. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Hey, Kisney, how are you? Hey, make sure you guys to like up here if you would like the video, subscribe. Definitely make sure you're following me if you haven't been. I'm a locksmith here out of the Phoenix area. Hey, Grayson, what's up, buddy? Make sure to subscribe and follow. If you would hit that, tap that like button, please. That kind of lets TikTok or lets YouTube know that we got people in here and it's not just bots. So it kind of helps me out with the algorithm and different stuff by tapping that screen. And those of you who don't know me, I came over here from TikTok. I'm still on TikTok, but my lives over there, unfortunately, have been suspended indefinitely for hate speech for somebody typing in the chat room. I've been trying to appeal it, but that's not going so well. But I got 60,000 followers over there on TikTok, and I'm now trying to get a new following over here with the cooler kids over here on YouTube. So, yeah, make sure to hit that like button up there. Make sure to double tap on the screen as well. And we got Christian here. He is apprentice with us. He's just been with us a couple days. We got him rekeying some. Got him rekeying some locks, so we'll see how he does. Give him a little windshield time, right? And yeah, let's just see how things progress. And hopefully Christian takes the bull by the horns, and we could use him here in the future. So, but you know how I get. I was just telling him a minute ago, no participation trophies. If you can't pull your own wagon, then we're not using you. So, yeah. So I'm kind of putting some pressure on him a little bit. But you guys know the industry. You guys have done this a lot, so there's lots of pressure. Right, wearing flannel in Arizona. I thought the same thing, but I figured, you know what? That's just God thinning out the herd. So they're chirping on your flannel in Arizona. Right.
White t-shirt underneath, and that makes a swamp cooler on the inside, so that when I sweat, it keeps me cool throughout the day.
See, so you hear that?
I was a roofer for a bit, and I learned that there.
So see, what he's explaining here is it's what happens out here in Arizona a lot, right? So we wear long sleeves. I sweat really bad. And then that cool air, we get any breeze or what have you, our shirt acts as a swamp cooler, so it'll actually give you goosebumps. And out here, you typically don't want to run around like this all the time, right? Because everything's sweating, it just evaporates off, and you heat up a lot faster here. So, yeah, you'll see all the landscapers, everybody who works outside here has long sleeves, and it's not. Well, it is to protect you from the sun a little bit, but more importantly, it's to act as that little swamp cooler. So yeah, cool stuff. And I took a picture uh, of our uh, thermometer, our digital thermometer thing at my house the other day, and I think we got up to one. I believe it was 120, but I believe it was 120.4. So it was 120 degrees at my house just a few days ago. So. Yeah, that's why we wear long sleeves to try and keep yourself cool. So, one of those things. Hey, thank you for that like up there. Appreciate you. And on that locksmith blueprint, I've been working really hard on that. Got a really cool. I so I have made in the process of making, but I'm almost done. Almost done. A whole manual for brand new locksmiths. So something that kind of teaches them from zero all the way up to. Good for intermediate locksmiths and stuff as well. And I'm making that so these newer locksmiths and different technicians in the field will have a reference material that they could go to quite often should they run into different things. So it's cool. Right now Christian has a safety net, right? Not a pretty safety net, but nevertheless got a safety net. So I got a face made for radio. I get it, but I can still help sometimes. All the field workers here in California wear a long sleeve too. Yeah, it's supposed to be 105, 110 for a week. Yeah, it's not bad at all here right now. Yeah, we're at 105 right now, so it's still early. It's only 11 o'clock, but we were like even I went and let the dog out, and it said 101 degrees. It was still 101 degrees at 11 p.m. So, yeah, one of those things. So Christian is sneaking up on that. And it's just going to take windshield time, right? Every lock is the same thing but different. You guys know that same thing here. You know exactly what he's going through. Uh, it's just when you think you know how the lock works, you get a different lock that works totally opposite. So it's just going to take repetitive. You're just going to have to keep the same girl over and over until you get it figured out. When's the last time any of you guys ever hired an employee or anybody, any subcontractors or any of that stuff?
I was rotating back one. I just didn't want to reach over and grab that tool. Don't know.
You tried all keys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I'm trying them all now.
Perfect. And you already got Wiener Slide in it?
Yep.
So you're lubing it at the same time, which is good. There you go. You're zipping through those keys now. Look at that. Like you've seen that movie a time or two now.
Yeah, almost.
Good for you. All right, now we're going to the fun ones, right? Remember these.
Yeah.
So here we're going to have to
smack it with.
So grab that small, that really thin screwdriver, the first one, the yellow note, right. There you go. And then grab a different screwdriver that you can smack it with. And then when you, and then kind of turn it and you'll feel a little groove in there somewhere, right? You don't want to just smack it anywhere and feel that because it's an Allen head.
This one's just coming out.
Okay.
That one is not.
So just test. So what I'm getting at is it's an Allen head, and if you just stick this anywhere and smack, it's no longer an Allen head. You made it a star head. So feel that where there's a little groove, and that's where you're going to smack it. You know what I mean? That way we keep the Allen head shape and Allen head shape. You got to hold the lock with your hand. Hit it hard. Hit it with your purse. Hit it with your purse.
That works. I don't want to break this stuff though.
Because a lot of times you got to smack them to. Because what it's going to do, you're going to get one. You're going to get one shot at it with the Allen wrench, and if it strips it, you're fucked. And it'll strip it right away. So you only get, and literally, you're only going to get one shot. You're going to get a in that 16th if you have stripped it or it works. So that's why we do that. The harder you hit that, the more tension it's going to break. The less harder you hit it, the more likely you are to strip it once you try to loosen it. Minnesota have been 94 to dew point 74. Wow, 80% humidity. Yeah. Okay, now let's find which right here. Let's find out which one. It's going to be one of these smaller. One of these smaller guys. It might be that one. Might be even the one next to it.
Oh, maybe experience is worth something, Bill. You alright?
Maybe. So I'm doing them all, and if you can spin it with your finger, whatever the fastest way for you to spin it. Remember, we're going to put them in order, right? Because they're going to go back into the same place. So, and what I typically do, where's the screw that pulled out? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So right now he's on some call it Euro cylinders, some call it profile cylinders. I call it profile cylinder. So that's what he's learning right now. Is we have a cool way to do this, and I don't know if I've made a video on that. You guys have seen the video, I'm sure, but if you haven't, then I use this. Check this out. If you guys haven't got one of these, jump online. I know there are a couple of you who had never seen this before, but jump online. This is a tire depth gauge, right? So let me open this. Hang on a second. So right here, this is what we got. Oh, it might not have been turned off. But hang on. So this is what we got here, this tire depth gauge. You did order, yep. You ordered one. Yeah, order two, because if you have one, you have zero.
So yeah, I don't know how, but I missed this one.
Okay. So yeah, so this is pretty cool. So now, and I'll show you how, if you watch the video on these, what I do is I get the key, the working key, I turn the key 90 degrees, and then I use this to find from the top right here. I then slide this guy down the chamber, and then this will, as this pushes down, hang on, as this pushes down, that gives me that depth. It will tell me a depth right here. And then I'll turn it back to where the key is, and then I'll measure down to the key. So it's really pretty cool. And put a blank key or any key in there if you can. And you make sure you get 5 springs and 10 pins.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're good to go.
Okay.
And these need to be matched?
Yeah, I would. I'd throw them in there, or you know, you can leave them where they're at, as long as they're over there, as long as they're not mixed. So,
They're not mixed.
okay. So now let's go ahead and start gauging. So there's our deal. We're going to turn it on. And remember, we need a key because right now you're going all the way down through the plug and everything. The key that we're fixing to use. So we're going to turn it, remember, because we need the side of the plug. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn that. Go ahead. Turn it. Okay, right. So now sideways. Go ahead. Now we're going to measure the plug. So we're measuring to the side of the plug now, right? Is it on? You can't turn it on after you do it. Okay. So look where you zeroed it and you're not even touching. There you go. And it's always better to hold it down here so we're not sideways or anything. It's always better to hold it down here where it's flat. I think it went off on you, yeah. So it's really, really delicate. And now zero it out. Okay. Now take it out. And now turn the key normal. Remember, hold it with your finger. Yep. And now extend that all the way. There you go. Oh, there you go. Now put it in. And again, I want to make sure this is the flat part. So that's not that's not right. Right. Again. So you might have this key turned, which you do, right? So now you're measuring back to the side of the plug. So you're not. It was turned a little bit this way.
Okay.
So now it can't even go all the way down to touch the key. You're hitting the side of the plug again. So now just recenter it. Zero out. Okay. Got to make sure that stays straight so it can go all the way down and touch the key now. Extend that first. Yep. There you go. There you go. 280. What is that? 285. 284. Okay. So go ahead and pull it out. We're going to look for a 284. Okay. So 285 is close, right? So make sure we get the green one because we see the gray one next to it. They fall into each other. Point goes down. Put in a top pin. Nope. Put in a top pin. Nope. Top pin. And now put a spring. And now put your finger over it. And now pull the key out. And pull the key out. Try the key real quick. Okay. Now turn it over. Try it. Remember upside down. Remember, there you go. That's how it goes in the gate. So it doesn't work. So one of the measurements is off. So let's redo it. So dump it out. Dump everything out. Make sure everything comes out. Same thing. Measure to the side. You want to remeasure the plug. So you got to recenter everything again. So turn it sideways. There you go. So re-zero it because something was wrong. Something on your numbers was wrong. Okay, that's about where we were just at, right? We are way over here. So 294 now. So let's try that. Which means that first cut was probably number 6, but that tells you how much different the plug is. So put the bottom pin in, put the top pin in. You always keep putting the spring next. So that means, hey, if you put that spring next, as soon as you put that key in there, it'll never work and it's going to wrap that spring around the plug. Remember, bottom pin, top pin, spring. Pull the key out. Do it upright first. Does it turn? Doesn't turn at all.
Oh, yeah.
So flip it over. Pull the key out. No, pull the key out. Flip it over. Don't flip the key. Did you turn the plug around? Okay. Nope. So it's giving us issues. So you got to redo it. Something's off. Something's not off.
It's a tiny bit off.
Doesn't
Doing that.
doesn't work very good, right?
Oh. So
And you're going to multiply that times 4 more pins if it doesn't work good.
Yeah.
Use that. Yes, you definitely want to check after each pin, Matt, for sure. You know, Joe, it works out really good. Yeah, and these tools are, I mean, $10, $12, whatever it is. Buy 2 of them, and it gives you exact numbers. There is no guessing, right? Because our first cut's a number 6. So if we put in a 288, it's not going to work because it's obviously showing you a totally different number than 288.
340. 0. Straight back to center.
Yeah. Nope, something went off. Well, sometimes. Because see, and that's why it's always, because see, watch, it's always good to hold from the bottom where it's square. Mm-hmm. So this, and now I zero it, right?
341.
So zero it. Okay, now pull it out. And what's our number? See, so it keeps, so hang on, guys. So I think what keeps going on is because we just get too rough with it, and it just wants, it's just delicate thing, you know what I mean? So it moves. So turn this guy real quick. So sideways. Set that guy in there. We're going to the plug. There's the plug right there. We're going to zero it. And this guy,
straight up.
Key is all the way in. I put him here. I put him here.
Same thing.
Same thing. So let's see why. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Is there a pin still in there? That could be why, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that could be why.
Oy, Christian. There's 0. Put that to there. Hang on, guys. Sorry.
You want to put that up so we can see?
Put this guy. 4 millimeters there. Hang on.
We'll go with that. It's not just me.
So 286.
Is this what we started with?
I don't know.
Yeah, we did. It's right here.
No.
So match the green one. And we went up next time. Both of them ended up working. They were just sticking pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't try either one of them.
Try the green one again. I initially started with bottom pin, top pin, spring, right, not drop it. Bottom pin.
Yes, Matt.
Top pin, spring. Yeah.
And don't try it now because you haven't even pulled the key out yet. So you could have a blank key in there right now. It's going to work. Now once you pull it out, now the spring has pushed the top pin past the shear line. Everything has done that.
Well, it worked though.
Right to the point where you dumped it off.
That point where it locked
Right to the point where you took it away from the mat and put it on the floor. So and that's so just so you know, when you do these, right, do everything here. That when it falls out, it falls here. When you do this, now it's universal world. Right now, unlike the shop, we have to find this spring.
Yeah.
So the shop, remember, we didn't have to. Now we've got no choice. So what happened there is he was working on this and decided to put it in his lap to see if it would work. Dumped it over, dumped the springs and stuff out of it. And so now it didn't fall on the mat, it fell somewhere on the ground. And as you know, these are certain size of spring for these.
All types of springs.
So this is where we can add 10 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes. This is where we can add all that time looking now for this spring. Because now we got to find this spring to get it to work.
Nope. Just little pieces of dress.
Well, this is going to get us, Christian. There's just no telling where. And you can almost guarantee that's going to happen every time you leave the mat. How many did you drop? 2?
I've got 3 right here.
I don't see three springs. No, that's totally different spring. Yeah, nothing funner than looking for a little lock pieces that you don't have a replacement for. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Found an extra one right here.
This, unfortunately, so see his go-to now, right? Looking for other springs instead of using the springs that require that lock. So this is where, well, I'll say it out loud, but you guys already know what's going to happen. He's going to have issues with the lock and he's not going to know why, and it's going to be because he's got the wrong springs in it. He's just found other springs for a different type of lock.
Okay, I can keep this one separated from that piece then, bro.
So, and that's ultimately what's going to happen. You're going to have, it's, what do we do? You know what I mean? What do we do? Unfortunately, you're going to have to do this 30 times, 50 times, 200 times, whatever it's going to take you to learn to do it, to keep it over the mat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember I had mentioned yesterday at the shop, right, or whenever we were there, and he dropped the one. I mean, where do you find it? And like that clip. Remember I was telling you the clip for the tailpiece, it hits the wall. This is the exact scenario.
Yeah.
Where is it going to land? You don't know. You have no idea where this is at.
I don't see how it could have gone far.
Well, it's a spring.
Yeah.
It's a spring. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, Joe, that's exactly right. You're exactly right. This is exactly why. So one of the guys here, Matt, is saying, have you ever rekeyed a lock that has an empty chamber? And then he turned around to say, this is why. Because somebody else did this exact thing. Find it?
Well, if it is the same one, it's messed up. I've got 6 down here. That beyond recognition.
Yeah.
Not the one I started working with.
So Matt, this might turn into one of those situations.
So what do you suggest you do here, Bill?
First, I suggest we find the spring so the lock works right.
Do you have a magnet?
No. Not a
Next time I
normal.
come over with magnets, terribly off chance.
See if there's one this size.
So that wasn't going to work.
Well, it won't. A lot of times it won't.
Okay.
These are special. These are special springs made for this lock. Yeah, that right. That's exactly, Matt. That's a great. And for anybody who doesn't know about that, yeah, that is a great idea. If you're going to leave a chamber empty, then yes, put that to the inside of the house as opposed to the outside, because nobody's going to be picking their way out of the house. So this is this is his first real job, right? I'm trying to let him work through this, and everything I do on a stopwatch, right? So every cylinder I pin, I got a stopwatch. I hit the lap, I hit the lap, I hit the lap, right? Because inside my head there's this internal clock, as you guys all have too, right? Y'all got that hand on your back that's kind of pushing you, saying, "Hey, come on, we got to keep going, keep going." So that's exactly what I'm talking to Christian about. And again, it's just you got to go through these scenarios right here to figure out exactly what we're talking about when when somebody says that to you, right? Because we typically say, okay, no problem, I understand. Well, we all have to understand this way right here, the way Christian right now is fixing to do it. He's having to find parts that could have been 100% prevented if he was working today. That would have been the problem solver. Now, does Christian or any of us, right? Do we do this one more time and learn on the third time? Do we do it 10 more times? Do we do it 20 more times? That's yet to be determined, right? That's just God thinning out the herd at that point. Because if you work like that, if you do that type of thing, as you all know, you're just not going to make it in this industry. It's just not going to be the right thing for you. So, but we've all done the exact same thing that Christian is doing right now. We just hope that it's a learning. And again, right, as you guys know, the bailout could be right. Do I jump in and do it, start getting it done because it's taken so long, or because of a time, or because of this, or because of that? No, at some point you gotta. At some point you gotta. You're gonna have to go through the gauntlet to understand what it feels like to come out unsuccessful on the other side, right? So this is how we all learn. Yeah, see, and Matt says do it again. Yeah, we've all pulled the plug. I'm waiting for him to pull the plug out. He hasn't pulled the plug out yet, so I'm waiting for that one to come. Trying the key, pulling the plug out. Right now, we got kind of the 180-degree key thing going a couple of times, but at some point, the plug's going to come out and all the springs and things. As you know, what happens? We all do it. We're just waiting for Christian's first time to do it. It's coming though. No, he hasn't dumped a pin kit yet. No, so my pin is, and that's the first thing I talked. I gave him a pinning kit, but look at mine right there, right? In order for my pinning kit, if my pins turn into Skittles, that means I rolled my van. But I did talk to Christian about that, right? When I gave him the other stuff, I said, you're going to do what some other people do. They're going to forget to secure the lid. They're going to move it. They're done pinning. They're going to put it in the back of their truck. They grab it, and whammo, the door opens up, and you got Skittles everywhere. At that point, just get your broom and sweep them into a pile and throw them in your bucket because you're never going to sort them out. Just one couple days ago. Matt, what's going on with you, man? I don't know the last time that I've done that, but I don't. What was the one thing I did the other day? I don't remember now. But right now, looking 15 minutes so far. So this job has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular locks, and then 2 of the profile cylinders. Right. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total cylinders to do. Perfect. Perfect. And if we're going to leave one empty, which I'm assuming you didn't find it, don't leave the very end one empty. And definitely don't leave the deepest one empty. Oh, you did find it. Okay. Yeah, but if you ever leave one empty, do not leave the deepest one empty. You want the deepest one for security. You know what I mean?
Sounds good.
Yeah, right. Chris says, wow, already ran into some profile cylinders. Impressive. Right. These aren't fun. Chris, as you know, it's not fun, right? But we deal with them, and I don't have the tools, or I do have the tools. So look, this is pretty cool, right? So put it in there. He's got to center it first. So every time you got to zero it. So turn it and zero it. Yep.
I did that already. I think I just accidentally shut it off and turn it back on.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I think I need to close that. There.
Put that down, right? We're going to zero it. Push it back down. Put the key in straight now. Now we're measuring to the top of the key. And boom, there's our number right there, 242. So we're getting all sorts of numbers depending on how you push. So again, then I have him try it right with, so on the gate, it goes this way on the gate, but I have him try it this way. We don't put the plug in or the cap in yet. Just put your finger over it. I always have him take the key out, try it this way, but then you have to try it this way. Because I've actually had locks work this way. When I first started, I would pin it this way. It worked fine. I flipped it over. It stopped working. Wouldn't work at all. So now that's what I do. I initially turn it right here, but this is the biggest test for me. I turn it upside down because that's where it's going to be on the gate.
Good.
The upside down's good? What number are you on?
1000.
So you got 17 of those left to do. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. You got 18 cylinders still left to. And so look, let's put that in. Right? You got 5, 10, 15, 20. So right there, you got 4 more locks to pin right there. How many locks you have to do so far? How many cylinders you have to do? You still got 3 more cylinders
Yeah,
to do.
just
3.5.
So 18 total. Yeah.
Yeah, so Matt's suggesting here that he might get better readings if he pushes the top to make sure the pin is on the gauge and all the way down, right? Which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And make sure to always zero it to the side. And each chamber you do that. You never just leave the zero where it is. And now he turns the key vertical where it's supposed to be. And then now he pushes that in. And again, make sure now when you're holding this, right? You know what I mean? So see how okay, so some of the things you're gonna get. See how you push it down and then you let go and now it can move again, right?
Okay.
So you're pushing it down to lock it down, then you're letting it go to zero it. That's gonna
So
give
how do you typically hold it?
that's gonna give you different. Hang on a sec, guys. So what I typically do is I go here, turn this on, I do this, I do this, and then right here. I don't. But what you're doing is you're setting it down, then you're letting it go, then you're zeroing, right? Because
Yeah.
see what it does now. It just kind of does what it wants to do. So that's what I'll do. I'll do this, keep it straight, zero it. I'll then turn this key.
Mm-hmm.
I'll extend it here, and I'm grabbing it right here. Here, I'm just right there, 8 inches. So that's right. Zero. Sorry, guys. Hang on. And then here, right there, 240. Yeah, so lock, right. So the problem I had with those, right? So I used a tire gauge. Actually, another locksmith, Brian, taught me this. We were trying to figure it out. So I know they make tools for these profile cylinders. I have them, but I've never had one of these apart, right? I had a broken one that I played with and what have you, and never had it apart. he come up with that idea of using that tire gauge, and this is all this is. I went on Amazon, right here. So I went on Amazon, and what he does, he puts the key in, turns the key. Now you probe down to the side of the plug, zero it out, take it out, bless you. Turn the key now to the normal operating, extend the plug or extend that pin, put that whole tire gauge back in. Now it's hitting the top of the key where the cut is. It gives you that number. That number is the pin that you have, or at least the closest to the pin, right? I go 03 at a time. So I could have a 242. My pins say 240, 243, 246. But if I have a 242, then I'll go to the closest pin, which is a 243. Or if I measure a 241, well, 240 is the closest to that. So it's really cool, and you'll find out that like right off the bat, our first cut was a number 6, right? And Quick said number 6 is a 288. Number 6 is a 288, but when we measured it, it was a 293, right? So we went to the 294, so we had to jump up too, but this is what our key was cut. So that means something in the cylinder, size-wise, something is off, but we don't know. We don't definitely necessarily know what's off or need to know what's off. We just need to know. So that is really precise. It gives us a lot. And I'm telling you, ever since I've been using this, I do this on every single profile cylinder that we have. And it works really good with like 98% success. Right. So Locke, that's exactly what we had to do, right? So when I first started, let's say again like that. Let's say we're doing a number 3, a quick set number 3, a 219. I would put the 219 in. I would put the bottom pin, top pin, spring, put the screw on the top, the cap on top. It wouldn't work. I would undo it. Then I would, you take your pick which direction. I would drop down one. Whole process again. Put this in, put the top pin, put the spring, put the screw up top. That didn't work. I would go down one more. So I would go down 2. If that didn't work, now I would go up 1. And then I would go up 1. So do that times, and then so let me continue on with that. Let's say I measured it and it was this one. It was way shorter. Well, then I would pull out, if I had 2 locks or 3 cylinders or 4 cylinders, I would then pull out 3 or 4 of those and put them over here, because I thought, okay, now I'm getting ahead of the game, right? I already got this one measured. Instead of doing this every time, I'm just going to grab out 3 more of these so I can do the other cylinders. Well, as you measure them, you'll find out the other cylinder on the same lock is not the same size, almost always, which is weird, so helps eliminate that 100% of the time. It's really, really cool, Really cool. A great idea Brian had, man. Might snag a Silca 045. Okay, what is that? I don't know what an 045 is. Is that, I'm not sure, Chris. And I probably should know it. I just don't know a bunch of things by numbers and letters, and I just don't know. I kind of got my own stuff, my own bubble, and that's what I work in. So I got these from what's the store that you can get all of the, like, garbage cans, all the kind of commercial stuff. Not Udex. Is there something like that? Udex. Uh, God, I'll know the name soon as I hear it too. Uline. There you go. Uline. Yes. Yep. That's exactly what I got. Uline, and each of these are 6. Each of these are 6 bin, right? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And I think they're only like, I don't know, $20, $30 a piece, whatever they are. So yeah, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Uh, I got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I got 24 of these, and they work perfect. They work perfect. And something, so if you're going to look at those U-line, they have them in the 6. They have them in, I got like a bigger, oh, I don't have it over here, sorry. They have them like bigger 4s. They got them in bigger 2s. So, but I went with the 6. But the cool thing about these, when you do these, something I never thought about, another locksmith says, hey, do this. If you just leave these here, these things are going to rattle when you're driving down the road, man. These are going to be the worst sounding reindeer you've ever had. So I Velcro every one same spot, right? Every one same spot. That way, if I want to take this bin out and put it over here, it's all the same spot. So measure that down, go to Home Depot. They have these little strips right there where they're already square. They already got the male and female in. What I do is I take the back tape off here, and they're stuck together. I take the back tape off here. I take the back tape off of this one. I then stick it onto this tray right here. I then put it in here, and then once I do this, boom, I jiggle it and push it in there, and then it'll come off. They've been stuck together now, so I can put this anywhere, and it will match the same thing. I didn't do that on the very first one I did right here, because I went to put this tray over here in something else, and it kept falling. It wouldn't work because the Velcro strips were in the wrong spot. So I did one of these 6s right here that didn't do it the right way. Everything else has been done that exact way, so they're all universal. But yeah, those are awesome. You got to get them very inexpensive, and on the back they have so like this. Look, I just put 3 independent screws in there, and the cool thing is they have on top. You can't see here, but this is the bottom. But they got a ledge, so they're made to stack right on top of each other. So I stuck a screw in the wall there, a screw in the wall in the middle, a screw in the wall there. What's going on, Christian?
Everything's good. I'm just making sure that this keys turning right.
Everything going right?
Everything's going right.
You got the one side done?
Oh, one side's
Let
done.
me try it real quick,
Go for it.
just so I can make sure. So sometimes when it's got that little,
The original key's doing it too.
sometimes, well, that just means it's worn out a little bit. So sometimes you can, nope, not that one. So you can't snap it. Sometimes there's a little tip sticking out.
So if you look in the center,
Mm-hmm.
right here, it feels it's only catching right here at the top, and if you kind of just pull down a little bit.
Well, it's going to be it's a pin that's hitting right there. So one of the pins is off just a tiny bit, and that's why we're getting that click. Okay, I think it'll work. We'll, so those clicks means that one of the pins are off a little bit, and it's off enough, at least 2/10 to make that click like that. So I typically think in my brain, and I could be wrong. Hey guys, tell me what you think of this. So when that's a pain trying to stock remote heads. Yeah, push. Yeah, it is. So use these. Okay, you got the model number and everything. Yeah, these are like the number 6. But tell me what you guys think. So, and again, I don't know. I want to say in my brain I'm correct. But I could be wrong. But this is what I see in my head. So when I put in the key and I repin it and I got a click, to me that's telling me that something is a tiny bit. Yeah, it comes in a bunch. I found that the 6 is the perfect key for the remote head for all the other keys, right? So I mean, yeah, I got these and everything, and then this side is all my remote head keys. You know, you can put them in, you can stick them in. You end up putting 4 or 5 in each one, whatever it is. But back to that deal. So when I rekey something, and I got that little click, right? Sometimes you can snap through that little click. What I think in my brain is happening is my bottom pin is too short. And that's what I'm having to snap that little thing right there. Because the opposite of that, when it doesn't get that little click, it gets heavy. And that heavy to me says that the bottom pin is too long. And it's pushing the top pin, or it's pushing the bottom pin up against the sidewall of the lock body when you go to turn the plug. And one for candies. Yeah, no, and so get the 4. Get the bin of 4. They're bigger. I use those for like my pens. It's perfect. When I used to buy pins, I used to buy 400 or 500 pins. I could dump them in there; they all fit perfect in there. So, yeah, get at least one. So I had it right here for the longest time, under right up against my wall right there, so I could stand outside and get keychains or get whatever. Click is bad. Yeah, any resistance I can't stand. Yeah, I'm the same way. Pin by pin to find out the problem. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the plug's worn out. Exactly. Let me ask you this. Do you guys ever, and if you know exactly what I'm talking about. Do you guys ever do this? So we're an hour and 35 minutes in. And on that drill bit, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Yeah, it does wear the snot out of them. Yeah. But there's times like when I got like a small lick like that or something, like you said, sometimes the chamber, sometimes just got a little dink on it. So no, there's times I use that that drill bit to of the plug to I kind of stick like this guy. I kind of use that drill bit here on each one of them, just slightly, just to kind of break the tension on that top edge. I don't know if that's something that you guys do or not. And I've kind of, for me, yeah, temper it, yep, and just really slight, right? Not too much, because I've heard some guy freaked out on me, said you just ruined the plug, you just ruined the whole lock now, type of thing. But I've had some other locksmiths say, no, just definitely do it. It cleans it up. Just don't get carried away. You're doing it with your fingers, so you can't get too deep anyway. But I'm just curious if anybody else uses that technique. Chamfer and thread it. And I don't do it on these, right? That was just an example. I don't do it on these because you never see the plug. What about it, lock? Something you've ever done? Something you do? Something you don't do? Something you're against? Something you typically use? Now think of this Christian standing outside your truck working.
My phone
Yeah,
showed up today.
huh?
My steering wheel
Oh, no.
table showed up today.
And flatten down the back of that mat right there because you're gonna get a spring or something that's gonna roll under the mat. See,
Dang good thing they
no, the mat you're working on. See the back left corner of that mat. See how things can roll right up under there. There you go. Not that I've ever had to look for something that's rolled across the table and found it under the mat 8 minutes later.
never you, right?
Never, never me. Threaded with serrated top pins. Yeah, I don't know if I go that crazy on it. But you can see that this technique works really good, right? We square it up and you turn the plug. Now the key is in straight. Now you take that all the way down to the top of the key. Boom, 241 it tells you. So now you pick your closest pin. Uh, so 240 is what number on the quick set? Don't look. I could have asked you to look.
I want to say 3.
So there's a 4 in it.
Is it 4, not a 3?
So 240 is a 4,
Okay.
right? So think of the 4.
Uh-huh.
Just like in Schleg, there's a 270, which is a 7.
Uh-huh.
Any little thing that helps, you know. Same thing.
3 below.
Same thing. 195.
Yeah,
Because look,
look.
here's number one. Remember the green? Number one, number two, number three. So the twos are the same. We use a number. We use a 240, but for Schleg that's a number 5, but Quickset that's a number 4.
Okay.
And we need some other.
There's some sharp pins.
So let's grab some other pins while we're here. Hey guys, and if you guys are still not using those things, man, I'm telling you, they are the best. They are the best. All right, let's grab a couple. Sorry, I keep running you guys around because I'm not. I don't have you on a stand at all. Let's see if we can move you guys over here to a stand. See if I can turn you around. Give me a second. Quality on some is good. Yeah, the quality's gone terrible. Yeah, those wipes work really good. I love them. I love them. Let's put a 225 here. Okay, for paint. All right. I haven't used those. I like the scrubby ones though. I've used those. I bought those the last time just to try them out. And man, the scrubby part is like almost too scrubby. It really works nice. How's your timer looking, Christian?
47.
47 or an hour and 47?
47 minutes.
No.
I restarted mine at a half hour to that time.
So
we're
yeah,
1
we're an hour and 40 minutes right now. Yeah. So keep that in mind while we're working. Hour and 40 minutes. This job right here is usually about an hour. This one takes about an hour.
Okay. Really? You think you go
Oh yeah.
the 5?
Oh, oh yeah.
All 10,
Oh yeah.
20?
Oh yeah. I do them every day.
I'm gonna have to catch up with you, eh?
Every day. And you figure just the rekeying, like if I could just rekey like a regular deadbolts over there, that deadbolt's gonna take me less than 2 minutes to do per deadbolt. So I get all those done in 10 minutes. And you will too at some point. Soon
Yeah,
we get you past. We get you passing the mistakes.
Once the first full one of these.
This is the first full one, right? But nevertheless,
Yes.
time doesn't care that you're brand new, right? The next job that we were supposed to be at 10 o'clock doesn't care that you're learning. You know what I mean? So just something to consider. Again, my job's to kind of teach you, not here to hug you.
Yep.
And I'm going to kick you when you're down if I catch you down. But at the end of the day, you're going to learn how to shut me up. You know what I mean? By getting better at what you do. And it just is what it is. I'm a Gen X, you know? But I'm always here to help you. If you get buried, just know that. But I'm going to let you drown for a little bit before I bail you out. What do you got going, Chris? As far as the getting marks, you say, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you grabbed the wrong one. And one side is like really smooth, the other side, and I mean it is gritty. Which hey, cool stuff. So this is pretty much right. Christian is brand new, just brand new into the locksmith stuff. So he's rekeyed a couple locks in the shop and different things. Totally different than out here in the field, right? But we all got to get out here at some point. So this is actually his first real job. I'm trying to let him do this job, although not without me chirping and pushing behind him. So we're not going to sit here and take 6 fucking hours so it can be nice and comfortable, because that's not what we do. Oops, sorry. What about your guys' mentor? How'd your first mentor go? How'd your first mentor go? Was some guy giving you a hug and saying, come on, Lance, it'll be okay. Come on, Curtis, get in the truck. We'll make it a happy day. Yeah, the crocodile ones are they're really big. Yeah, I wish I had a mentor like that I ever rode with. I never rode with anybody. You guys know my story. A lot of you know my story, right? My 1 week in locksmithing school, because it was all stories at that point, and I just couldn't do it. I had to leave. I said, fuck it, I'll just go out on my own and figure it out. That's what I did. So it would have benefited me a lot to work for a shop like this, or me, or somebody in the future, but I didn't have that. So as hard as I am on Christian, sometimes it's for the better, because I'm not going to be there to hold his hand when I call him, tomorrow night at 10:30 to go open up a door, and they decide they want it rekeyed too. Always had a good mentor that gives you shit. Yeah, it makes it more fun. Right, that's true. Chris says he likes a mentor that gives him shit because it makes it more fun. First lock I rekeyed was for a Dairy Queen. You were 10. Okay. All right, Matt. That's pretty cool. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Like 3 times that hard. There you go. Because you got to break through and you got to snap that rust. And typically, I don't use the one that's got the rubber pad. I use the other one over there that's hard, but either way. So that other lock is done, right?
Yes. Feel free to check it.
Okay, yep, I'm going to check it. Did you already put Wiener slide in it?
Yes, it did.
Check it upside down. That side works really good. That must be the second
On the
side.
second.
Hmm. This side doesn't even go the other way, so we might have to redo this one.
Is that big key that we need
No,
to be?
no, it's on several keys. So there's something on that side right there that's. Again, you don't know which one, which means you got to take everything apart.
I'm pretty sure it's the first one because it was doing that the entire time. So
Okay.
I'll start with that one and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because it's bad that when you got one like that starts clicking, if you keep on working, the second one could click too, but you don't know because you already got a first click.
Yeah.
So the first one could be bad, the third and the fourth could be bad, and you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know. Uh-oh, what did Matt say? What did I miss? First locks for Dairy Queen at 10. Yeah, I had an old crusty guy that couldn't fix shit in a hardware store. I had to fix what he messed up, so it was not too bad. If I was just yeah, if I just sold it. And as you get through each lock, once you put the top pins back in, make sure to throw all the other pins away so you don't end up with a pile of pins like that. See all the pins you got now and
Yeah.
all buried in here. And I like to clean everything as I go. Some people aren't like that. There's all the quick set stuff good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. Probably put a 264 in before we leave this. So another good reason, Christian, that I want to teach you about time, that how important the time is, because let's look at this job. If this job is going to take us, 2.5 hours or 3 hours to do, how many jobs can you really do in a day, right? 8 hour day, that's only 2 jobs, right? If you want to do the third job, you're looking probably 9 hours, 10 hour day for 3 jobs. So by speeding up, you might be able to get 6 jobs in that day. You know what I mean? So that's something that you'll just have to figure out over time. All right, Chris. Chris says you sure run a clean van. I don't think I was. I don't think I've seen one that clean in forever. I usually have to climb over everybody. There's another locksmith I know that it looked like every time he shows up, that's the first thing I say when I open the door is like, "Holy shit! Did you roll this thing on the way over here?" It's like knee deep of the guy I apprenticed with gave 10 master padlocks on the first day to impression keys for. Holy shit! Took me almost a week to figure out how to do it. Yeah, that I suck at impressioning. I suck ass at impressioning, especially if it's like that padlock where you put it in, you got to turn it, even a lock, turn it, because I don't see those little marks. I just don't. I've tried the jeweler's glasses. I've tried the marker. I've tried the lighter. Everything. I just don't see. I see the initial marks. After that, I don't. But that being said, in locksmithing school, same thing. We had to make 3 keys for 3 different locks. I made them. It was a nightmare, and the keys looked terrible. So I try to avoid those at all costs. That being said, our cam locks now, I used to avoid those. So I used to avoid the cam locks. And I had an old timer come into my shop. He was retired. He was retired, but he was disabled retired as well. He says, I was a locksmith in Seattle for 25 years. I can't work anymore, at least above table. But I want to know if I could just work in your shop, you know, 4 days a week or so, and just volunteer. If I work for 3-4 hours a day, would you allow that? So I did. I thought, okay, what the hell, I'm not good at. I don't hire employees. I don't like hiring employees. I'm not going to find another me is my problem, right? And I don't want to put my face on somebody else's work ethic. But we're giving Christian a shot, right? So that being said, a guy came in with a little cam lock. It was a lock off of a little cabinet, not a file cabinet, but the cam lock, that comes down. And he handed me that, and he's like, "Hey, can you make me a key?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, sorry, I don't make these keys." That guy, and I can't think of it. Frank. Frank says, "Here, let me look at that real quick." And I gave it to him, and then the guy asked me another question, And 3 minutes later, Frank says, "Here you go." And he says, "How many keys did you want?" Frank says, "I made you two. Do you need more than that?" And I'm like, "What the hell? What'd you do?" He's like, "Yeah, and he got it working. He handed it to me. It worked like a champ." I'm like, "What in the hell?" So Frank only worked with me. He tells me when he first came in, he's like, "Yeah, me and my girlfriend were kind of on the and I'm not sure how long I'm going to be in town. It might only be less than a year. It might be about a year, and I'm going to be moving. Once we go through whatever we're going through, I'm going to move back to Lake Havasu, where I'm from, and this and this. So Frank only worked with me for about a week and a half because that breakup happened about a week later. And so he only got to work with me 4 times, 4 days. And in those 4 days, that's one of the things he taught me. So he taught me, when he pulled it all apart, the wafers, right? You put in the blank, and he showed me how to mark the wafers. He has like a dental pick, a really fine dental pick. He puts the blank in there, and he marks both sides. He scratches both sides of the wafer, right? And then pulls that out. It's marked. He files it, puts it in, boom. So he showed me that. So I think people are put right. Things happen for a reason. So God puts people in your life for whatever reason. There's something you got to learn or something you got to teach, whatever it is. Not usually just to hang out. There's some sort of deal in there. So I think Frank showed up at my shop because for 3 years, 4 years, I wasn't touching any of those locks. Told him, nope, I don't do them. I don't mess with them. I don't this. He showed me in 3 minutes how to do that impressioning on a cam lock, right? When I can take out where I can visibly see the wafers. He showed me in 3 minutes how to do that, and he taught me now to fish for a lifetime. So I've learned how to do that, and that's the only way I do it. But it's just an old timer, right? That takes you to be taught that type stuff. It's something I would have never learned, would never tried anymore because I sucked at it. How's Christian doing
Got one left on this one here, Bill.
on that side or the whole
This
lot?
side. This side. Fast as it is.
Good. So far, right?
Yep.
You
One
still got
left.
one left.
This one's turning way, 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 way.
Is it good? Means you're learning something a little bit, or it's just better side of the cam. Look at the size of this thing, huh? Bigger than my head. This might be the best Christmas present that the kids ever got me. Probably the only Christmas present I use every day. Yeah, well, yeah, for all sorts of things in life, right? You're right. And like I said, I never had a mentor to work with. I had another locksmith that was cool that I could call when I had issues, and half the time he'd come fix it for me. But I'd always ask him, and he was a good teacher, but he wasn't a teacher. He was like, I don't have. I'll kind of teach you what I can when I can, but I can't sit and hold a training class because I'm busy myself. So I try to ask questions. I tried, and he made it pretty clear, right? I tried to let him work. I tried to look over his shoulder and see where I could, stay out of his way, ask a question once in a while. But I know if I kept asking questions, he's just gonna block me out. So I try to learn on those type of things also. But I never had something like this. I never had somebody just watching me rekey and help me rekey and walking me through all the problems you're gonna have. Unfortunately, those are things that every one of those I've had to figure out myself. Did you already break them loose?
Yep. Yeah, it almost the
So
same
you
time.
keep pushing them to the hard side. And now you got to dig them out there with the deal. You could just pick them up, put them in the bucket. So now you're going to touch them 3 times instead of twice. So do you guys have anybody working for you? Do you have anybody that you're training, you're mentoring, you're doing anything like that? So Christian is so I've had 2 other guys that both met me on TikTok that both lived in my area but nowhere near me. They were both in Phoenix, right? One way out 70, 80 miles, about 80 miles east of me on the other side of the valley, and then one that lived about 100. And both of those guys met me on TikTok, just like I'm talking to you guys on TikTok. And they asked if one at a time, one guy asked, he says, "Would you ever let somebody ride with you or what have you, wanting to see what the business is like?" So Brian was the first one I did that to, and sure enough, he drove about 100, a little more than 100 miles every morning to drive up for a week, Monday through Friday. Every morning he drove up and rode with me and started up his own company, started up his own deal in his own city, which was really fun. And he's one of those guys that has the memory that just never forgets. And I forget the name of it, but if he learns something, he learns it just crazy fast, but then never forgets it. Eidetic memory or whatever it's called. Uh, he's yeah, just you. Yeah, and it's always been just me too, Mike. Just self, but might open a shop next year. Okay. And I got a shop, but I just don't have enough business in there to hire somebody. You guys know, well, those of you that know me back from TikTok, my sister-in-law was in the shop for a couple of years, and then she's moved on, so I don't got anybody there. So it'd be nice to get Christian, and you guys remember Blake that I had last month, that he left about a month ago. But the kid Blake that was with me for a while, he was really good as well. So it'd be cool to ultimately just go to the shop, get people that come in and give these guys the calls during the day, uh, give these guys the calls, and then uh, I jump out and get any emergency calls, any calls that come in right now while we're doing this type of stuff. So, but who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to find out. So how come you guys don't ever go live? Chris, Matt, Joe, why don't you guys ever go live? Why don't you ever do, or do you? Do you do stuff like this? It's a big jump. Double the equipment is rough on the phone. Yeah, right. Someone run the counter or start a school. So starting a school would be pretty cool. Are you talking about starting up a locksmith school? I don't know if you've gone to that locksmithblueprint.com, but I got a bunch of stuff on there. But on the back end right now, there is a whole nother. I'm in the process of making a locksmith manual. I'm probably 95% done with that. That's going to train people like this. It's going to give them a book. It's going to give them a manual, everything to refer back to. It's going to give them diagrams. It's going to give them all sorts of cool tools that when they don't have somebody there to answer a question, it's going to be right there in the book for them. I'm too old set in my ways to teach someone. I'm 72 and no patience anymore. Yeah, I hear you, Mike. I'm the same way, and I'm coming up on 60, and my patients are pretty small too. So So I teach the kids the best way to shut me up is just say okay, just do it. Just say okay. Don't give me a reason. Don't give me an excuse. Just say okay, get it done. Back in the ironworking days, man, they were ironworkers. They did not fucking like new kids. They were all scabs. They did not like you. They didn't give a shit about you. They weren't going to teach you anything. You asked a question, and most of the time, their was fuck off and get out of my face, which is pretty, pretty, pretty rough when you were a kid, you know. But hey, also, hey guys, on TikTok, if you guys go on TikTok, I don't know if you guys got any of these pens. These are amazing. Check these out. They got that really small. Look at that. It's perfect for writing in the cores, to writing anywhere. Look how small that is. Isn't that cool? You got to get one of these pens. These are 20 millimeter long nib marker. These are awesome. You got to get those, man. You got to get them. I was using the normal Sharpie, but these are, yep, got those. Yeah, great for marking for holes. Perfect. Yeah, unlike these, unlike these. How we doing, Christian? We're 2 hours and 5 minutes in.
Well, Bill, I wanted to, Bill.
So it's giving you trouble on the last one. So if it's ever giving you trouble, you never continue, right? You
Yeah.
didn't just keep continuing, hoping it would get better, because it's never going to get better. So did it just start giving you shit on the last one?
Well, this is the first one I'm doing. I've had to redo it twice now.
Okay, so
Still,
pull it out. Don't quit doing that. It's already, you should know after turn one, turn two. You should already know it's fucked up. So don't even put the key in there. That'll clear out that chamber for you. You got to turn it upside down so it'll fall out. So do it again. Zero it out. Put the key in. Zero it out. Yeah. Sometimes when it's broke, just identify it's broke. Move on. Perfect. Make sure the key's pushed all the way in, right? What did that say? 291. Have
so
you?
it's in 288 before.
Okay.
That was the pinkish one next to it.
Yeah. The 288 is the red one. I don't know why these are the same as these. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Oh, these were. Yeah. This new kit.
Same problem, Bill.
Same problem.
Well, now it's starting to work.
And you only got one, and right now it's upside. It's the wrong way, so you got to do it upside down. There you go.
I did that initially.
It's giving you the stuff. So pull it out. Let's do it. Something's got to change, right? Something's got to change. Did all the pins come out?
Yes.
So re-zero it. Redo it again.
Grab zero. Right in the hole. Push all the way. Squeeze it flat.
You make sure that's down.
Yep,
Yeah.
Alright. Go in here.
Make sure the key's all the way in.
All the way in.
Push that out.
Push this down.
285.
285.
So now we're going down.
Yeah.
We're going down. Right? So we got 88, 91. Now we got. Wait. Did you put that in the right way?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the pointed top went to the top.
Just mark it across.
Where'd you get all those springs from?
Oh, it's a tin spot. I just
Where'd you get all those springs from?
the same thing.
Because they're all tangled, so they
Yeah,
couldn't come out there tangled.
I knocked them over here.
Oh,
They got tangled
and
in
this
here.
is a tailpiece
Yeah, so that one's irrelevant.
spring,
But these 5 right here are the ones that go to this line.
but they're all tangled. How'd they get tangled?
Because they got dropped in here.
Oh, okay.
I gripped them with my finger and they wrapped into each other.
Gotcha. Okay. Just twist. Yeah, they're non-tangleable. So what do we say? 280.
Put a top pin in,
Yeah. Always faster on these locks. Just use your fingers, even with the springs.
Think so?
100%.
I was having a lot more trouble.
100%. Stick them in there. The only time I use the tweezers is to load the Bible.
Much better.
Turn it over. Pull the key out. Turn it over. Yeah.
Much better.
Perfect. Plug it up. Next one. And the good thing, Christian, on something like that, try when you go in. If you turn it, it's going to tell you good or bad right there. What you don't want to get caught up in is the keep going left and right. And now let's try and figure out why. Okay, it's kind of, you know what I mean, because you're going to spend just so much time per cylinder or per chamber turning that back and forth, back and forth. By the time you finish the lock, you're 75 turns into, you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
just gonna It's just going to save you time. Just identify that it's not working and instantly move to solution. And you'll get it, right? Right now you're brand new, but that's what I just want you to understand that.
Yeah.
That we move to solution as soon as we identify something's wrong. Because it will never get better until we fix it. .246. So that's 240, 43, 46. Perfect. All mechanical pencils. Okay. Hey, see you, Mike. Thanks for coming through, bud. So again, this tool makes it really nice. That tire gauge we're using makes it really, really nice to just not even narrow it down, but just to pinpoint the size of the pin that you need to go in, because it's going to give you a number. You just need to match the pin or the closest pin to it. More better? Perfect.
It's sticking a tiny, tiny bit.
Let's see what sticking means. So what that tells me also is look at the spring. See how low that spring is? That was a spring that came out?
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. There's both of them that have been like that.
Really?
She's had all this stuff repimped, so I'm sure they've switched out a bunch of the springs. Some of them are too tall, some of them are super short. I mean, look, all of these are the ones that came out of there.
The taller, right? Because we want to say I stretch that just a tiny bit. See that? Because now that cap is constantly going to put pressure. But if you get it too loose, then there's no pressure. Right? See that one you can't. That's going to get too bad on you, and you won't be able to identify any of the other ones.
And I haven't put any.
I would re-gauge it again, just I would re-gauge it again real quick. Let's check this one. So that first one seems good. And gauge it to the same key. If you're using this key.
No, I'm using the same key every time.
Okay.
Green button.
Okay. Yep.
See how it
Yep.
works. You're at 246.
We might have to call that car and tell them we can't do it. That was our 10 o'clock appointment.
Or 10 o'clock appointment?
Yep.
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. I called him earlier and told him we were gonna be a little late, but
2:45. So that's 2:46. This is 2:45.
same thing, same number then. Same number. So let me see that real quick. Let me try it real quick, just because. I got a 240.
You must be pressing a lot harder than
I
you've
don't know. It might be way up. I don't think it can be that. I don't think it was on the right one. Let me make sure.
been. Which isn't a problem. I
No,
can try and press harder. Whatever works best.
it's at 243.
This is 2:45 now.
Yeah, because I put it down
Okay.
and it moved.
Tundra. Good enough.
Cap that one, yeah.
Stick it on you a bit.
No, tiny tap from that first one. So you should come play on the Locksport side. Hey, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Is to yeah, come and look at those guys. I'll bet you. I'm not sure. I know what Locksport is. I'm not sure where you guys meet or how you meet or what have you. You'll have to message me or something. Do you? Yeah, you'll have to message me or something about that. Maybe I could come and take a look or something. There's lots to learn, man. I'm low man on the totem pole. I've only been at this, there's guys that have forgotten more than I know. My thing keeps saying battery is low, battery is low. Ugh. Got it. Side Christian, I'm flipping tables.
Yeah.
I'm not used to being here this long. It's all learning curve, and I'm thinking, shit, should I give you a smaller house to do?
Well, if I wouldn't have had to redo all of these
Well, but that's the real world.
times,
That's the real world.
I wasn't looking for. That first one took me an extra 20 minutes. Spent half of it on the floor. Or maybe a fifth of it on the floor. That was on the floor looking for a spring that decided to vacate the earth, fall into the void.
So, Joe, you're saying that I should make a Discord? And if I do, I'm not sure even how to run it or what to do or how to look into that type of stuff. Because I was on Discord one time, I got scammed big time by some shit going. So I was like, yeah, I think that in my brain, I'm thinking all that Discord stuff is 100% scam type of thing. They can hack all your shit. I had somebody, those of you who know me from the TikTok side, that I had a hacker, I had a stalker. I had 3 of them, and man, they found out a lot of stuff about me. They sent pictures, this and everything. It was really creepy. Then telling me they could see me through my camera and stuff. It was really creepy. We had the police involved, everything else.
Once in a blue moon, it's catchy, but I think it's the last. I think it's the last one. Let's find out.
And then we'll spray it when we're done as well. So
Yeah, I think that'll help. That'll help a lot.
those got to like.
You gotta go.
I do. About an hour and a half.
Well, the good news is I got 2 left.
Mm-hmm.
I also got like that.
Yeah, got to guard your privacy for sure. All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna let you go here. I'm gonna start jumping out, putting some things on the house here, so we can get things rolling and what have you. Cause I got to get moving here. I still got some stuff I got to do with my wife later. So anyway, I will shout back at you guys a little bit later. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm gonna grab my weapons and start running in. All right, guys, we'll see you a little bit later. Hey, and send me something on that Discord stuff and what I need to do. I think I already have Discord. My son, and I don't know what it's called, but I do have it. My son and then have it. I've actually talked to him on it before and done video chat with him before. So it's cool that you can do video stuff on there too. So yeah, message me. Send me a message and I'll try and get something going. I'll talk to my son about making a room or how you make a room or what even a room does, if we can trade stuff or pictures or videos or whatever it is. But anyway,